Hey, Heidi here. Okay, so I'm going to be painting the trick or treat today. So as you come on, let me know you're here. And I'm going to also try to be a calmer Heidi today. I am drinking my coffee and I did do half calf. So, hey, Linda, go ahead and say hi as you come on. If you want the freebie, go ahead and just put, what were we going to say? Put free tracer. If you want the tracer for this, just put free tracer and we're gonna get all that stuff to you. It's just a gift for watching us, for liking our Facebook Lives, our YouTube videos, all of that. We just wanna say a big thank you and give you this for free. Hello, BFF Leslie. I love it when y'all call me BFF. It makes me so happy, you have no idea. Okay, so, oh my gosh, I just said I'm gonna be a calmer Heidi and I'm already ramped up. So let's take a deep breath. Hi, Stacy BFF. Hello. I'm going to be a calmer Heidi today, okay? But hey, Tammy, I do have some really cool stuff to talk about. I have my notes over here so I don't forget, but I want to share with you the first steps, what colors I'm using, and then if you want, no caffeine for her, Teresa. She's in New York. Hey, Teresa. Okay, all of y'all are here. Go ahead and just put free tracer if you want to get the tracer, the supply list, all of that great stuff. Hello, Richard. He's all the way in the UK. Okay, I'm going to calm down. I told you I'm going to be a very calm Heidi, okay? All right, so here's what we're going to do. We are first painting. This is a new canvas size of 14 by 14. And I love this right now because we are able to do some like more fun stuff in the canvas, in the paint parties. We have a lot of different things. Hey, Kath. Hey, guys. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do that. Somebody just said, just be you. And I can't calm down. It's a problem. I can't calm down. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is paint your canvas, purple pizzazz. And then all I'm doing, I wanted to get this part kind of going so that you wouldn't have to watch me during this part, is just kind of grab this 2-inch chip brush and then just grab it and bring it over on the side. Okay, so we're just bringing it over on the side and then it kind of frames it up, okay? It kind of frames it up and it just gives it like kind of like a vintage look. And then I'm just gonna lightly, very lightly, and again, if you want this tutorial, this tracer, we're making the tracer off of this painting. So go ahead and just put free tracer or put tracer. And then also if you're watching this on a replay, you should be able to get it in the description. So you'll get the supply list, you'll get two tracer sizes, I think a 16 by 16 or 18 by 18. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Jackie. You'll get 2 different tracers plus a supply list plus step-by-step instructions, okay? So I wanted to give this to you for free. I know a lot of y'all were watching my videos during the fall launch of Paint Party Headquarters, and I know some of y'all did not join or you couldn't join, so I wanted to come on here and just kind of give a thank you and just say I'm so happy that you were, hanging out with us and all of that great stuff. If you're in Paint Party Headquarters, of course, you know the drill. We'll have everything for you as normal. So let me hit this, and then I'm going to talk about doing what you love and 3 tips how to do that. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about our dyno dig that happened today. Does anybody know Josh Gates? Let me know if you're a Josh Gates fan. My family we're huge Josh Gates fans. And Bobby dressed just like him today, so I have to show you a picture. Oh, thank you, Terry. Okay, all right, so we have that on there. And today, this morning, actually, I was with my daughter on her field trip. We did a huge dyno dig. And it's exactly what you think. You're uncovering tracks. And yeah, so I got some fun stuff to kind of tell you about with that too. Okay, let me put this down here so you can see. And I have my little tracer, which we have all these SVGs for y'all if you're in Paint Party Headquarters. If you're not in Paint Party Headquarters, you will get this one for free just by putting free tracer or looking at the link in the description. Oh, thank you, Terry. You're so sweet. Okay, if you missed the beginning, the purple is Purple Pizzazz. Purple Pizzazz. Okay, we have some Josh Gates fans. Okay, so while I get this ready, then I'll tell y'all my little story that happened this morning. Okay. All right, so we're going to be doing the pumpkin. Let me set this down here. Maybe y'all can see it a little better. And have y'all texted me yet? Text, hey bestie or hey BFF. You can screenshot this. I am loving getting your texts. I've been sharing a bunch of your paintings on my Instagram stories. So if you text me your paintings, I will actually try. I can't do all of them, but I will try to share a bunch of them on my Instagram. Okay, so I'm going to use some white first. Again, if you put free tracer, you'll get the tracer. So don't worry if you can't do this freehand. Francesca says, I love Josh Gates. We always love watching Expedition Unknown. I know, I'm so excited. So he is really, really cool. My family has always watched Expedition Unknown, Ancient Aliens, all that fun stuff with him. And if you don't know him, he's on the Discovery Channel. And y'all, I'm just doing an oval first. Just a simple oval first. Well, about a month ago, maybe not even a month ago, Pixie Skull said we were going to do this dino dig. And I promise this is going to lead into painting and paint parties. I promise. But I wanted to tell you this story. So Bobby ordered the stuff for it because there was like a whole list of stuff that we had to bring. Like we had to bring these chip brushes. We had to bring like a hammer. Oh, hey guys, I see a lot of y'all PPHQ. Go ahead and do hashtag PPHQ if you're watching. And so anyway, so Bobby ordered like the tool belt for Pixie and for him and the little hammer and all the stuff that you need. And it's almost like y'all, this right here, it's almost like I'm just doing little parentheses really. And I'm just getting a base so that my orange and my red will really pop. That's really the key here. We just want to have like a little bit of white. Usually I wouldn't care. I would just put the color right on top, but because I want this orange and this reddish to like really, really pop, I'm going to do it like this. Now, if I was teaching this at a paint party, I would already have this pre-traced for my painters. So they would actually paint the purple around this. So that's another little tip and why you want to get the free tracer so that if you're doing this as a paint party, you can do it that way. Okay, so he gets all the stuff. Today's the day of the dino dig. You can see a few of actually you can see Bobby's full outfit, full Josh Gates outfit on Instagram. And so we're ready. We're all dressed up. I wore my one and only hiking shirt. I'm very excited. I got my hiking boots on. Let me show you, because we just came from there. Well, Bobby's still there. They're still uncovering. Can y'all see my hiking boots? Y'all, I don't wear these unless it's like serious business. And it was serious business this morning, like legit dino dig. So anyway, so we go out there and I'm gonna put it like that. We go out there and I mean, these are like some for real people. And this guy, he's probably 80, he's almost 85. He said he was 84, about to turn 85. And he was coming down off of like a little hill thing, and he said, oh, watch out, I'm coming through. And he goes, yep, I'm almost 85. And I was like, wow. I was like, you're awesome, because by then he'd already given us like all these lessons and taught us a bunch of stuff and was getting us ready to excavate, I think it's called excavate, the dinosaur tracks. And I was like, man, you're amazing, like that. And he told me, yep, when you have purpose, it keeps you alive. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I gotta write that down. So if y'all can type this for me, I just think we should write this down and we should always remember this. He said, if you have purpose, thank you, Mary, my hiking boots. I was for real this morning. He says, if you have purpose, it keeps you alive. And I love that so much, especially because like, I know painting is part of my purpose. Like I know that without a shadow of a doubt. Even if I'm painting just cutesy stuff, like I know that is part of my purpose. And so when he said that, he goes, yep, you just got to keep a purpose. Purpose is going to keep you alive. And I'm like I'm like, this is amazing. Like literally this guy is 85 years old out here with a bunch of kids and parents and my husband trying to be Josh Gates. And he did a great job, by the way. He looked really hot. I was really liking his little outfit. But it just reminds us, like, no matter what we're doing in life, we need to remember that there's a reason for it and there's a purpose for it. So I wanted y'all to not only get this, but hopefully you can hear a little bit about that. Annie says, we love the Discovery Channel. So cool. When you have a purpose, it keeps you alive. Yeah. Oh, thank you for restating that. Thank you so much. I was like, oh, what is she saying? I forgot I said that. Okay, so before I start doing something else, I'm going to actually go ahead and grab the black. This is with the 6 round. And then it's just going to bring this over. And I'm just going to make a little loop-de-loop. So today I wanted to talk about, just for a few minutes while I'm painting this, because you know I love to share some stories while I paint. Not only do we have to remember, you know, this is basically 3 tips of doing what you love. Now, again, a lot of you that watch me, you watch because you love painting. You love teaching paint parties. You love making extra money with your creativity. So number 1, with doing what you love, do stuff that keeps you alive. Like the Dino Dig guy, like this, you know, 85-year-old man who's out there, you know, loving life still. He was fully dressed in his excavating outfit, like full on, just doing what he loves. And they were so excited because apparently at the area we were at, it was the biggest group excavating at the same time. So they had drones, they had photography, they had a videographer. Like apparently what we were doing this morning was a really big deal. And he made sure we had all signed waivers because apparently like, the last time they had done something, they put it on YouTube and it got over 1 million hits. So they were like making sure like we were all good, you know? And so I'm like, man, isn't that so cool that you can be 85 years old, still waking up every day, loving what you do? Oh, that makes me so happy. Doesn't that make you happy? Like knowing that even in the midst of all of the crazy going on, or even our own personal storms of whatever, of sickness or sadness or whatever, we can still find purpose. So I thought that was beautiful. And I was like, Bobby, oh my gosh. I was like, Bobby, I can't believe this. You know, like, look at him. You know, so many times we look at older people and we just, I mean, I'm not trying to say this in a mean way, but sometimes we look at older people and it makes us sad. And it makes us sad, like, you know, oh my gosh, like, is there not more? Is there not going to be more? And it just made me so happy to see that he not only found his purpose, but he was living in his purpose every day. The second thing, you have to be passionate about it, okay? So many times people are wanting to start a crafting business or craft parties or paint parties, but they don't have a passion for it. While this is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and draw this bird, okay? I'm gonna show you the steps of this, and then I wanna tell you a little bit about how money will not always be the driver. Okay, so we want this bird to hold this sign. So I'm gonna bring over almost like a swoosh. I'm gonna do like a swoosh, almost like a, and again, if you want the free tracer, just type free tracer and we'll get all that to you very soon. Or if you're watching the replay, you can just put the link in the description. You can click on it and it'll lead you to the free tracer. So you don't have to try to freehand all this, but I'm just gonna freehand it for you. And then y'all can use the tracer if you want. Or if you're just watching it back or whatever. But I just want to get this on here and then I'll switch to the bigger one and fill it in. So yeah, so that was number 1, was having a purpose. A purpose is gonna make you, like, keep you alive. And then the passion. So, okay, so when I first started teaching paint parties, it was for real to make extra money. You know, I was listening to Dave Ramsey on the way over to the Dino Dig, and I wrote down Proverbs 31:5. Does anybody know Proverbs 31:5, where it talks about she's clothed with, I think it's wisdom and dignity. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to misquote the Bible by any means. But I love. Let me know if you're a Dave Ramsey fan. I love listening to Dave Ramsey, and I do it all the time. It's almost like just a money discipline thing, just to help me always try to stay on track, to try to keep me just always, thinking, because, we went bankrupt. I don't ever want to be in that position again. And so I listen to Dave Ramsey every week. I listen to his podcast, and one of the ladies in there was a single mom, and she had 2 kids, and she was in there doing a debt-free scream. I'm going to bring this up just for the hat. Hey, BFF. I saw that. That's awesome. Jenny loves him. Yes, I just get addicted to it, and I get so excited when I hear these debt-free screams. And at one time, true story, I was driving with Pixie, and I actually was listening to a whole episode of debt-free screams. And I got pulled over because I was speeding while I was doing the debt-free screams with these people, because I'm very emotional, and I'm very like if I'm sitting by you and you're feeling something, I'm usually feeling it too. And so I was crying, and I was so happy for these people, and then I got pulled over. And yeah, I said, hey, I was like, I'm so sorry. I was listening to the debt-free screams. He goes, oh, my mom always listens to that. And then he still gave me a ticket. I was like, butthead, that's not cool. But anyway, I shouldn't have been speeding, so I guess it was all in fun and games. But he did try to ask me for my phone number, which I thought was kind of inappropriate. I'm like, you're going to give me a ticket and try to get my phone number? Like, that's not cool, man. But on another note, this lady, she goes into Nashville, and she's doing her debt-free scream. And she talked about how she was a single mom, and how she basically worked overtime for the past year and paid off all of this debt she had. She had like $95,000 in debt. And as she's doing, I'm going to get emotional. As she's doing the debt-free scream, her kids, she has a daughter and a son. Like, the daughter, I think had, like, he said, because they're in the office with them, said that she had this tear rolling down her eye, like she was so proud. And how a lot of times people just, they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. And it was so cool because Dave was like, he was like, here you are, like they have lived through this. Oh, thank you, Patty, for putting Proverbs on there. You have, lived through this. And there's a part too, Patty, I don't know, maybe I have the wrong verse, but the one about, she is clothed in dignity, I believe. But oh my gosh, so the girl's like tearing up, and they did the debt-free scream, and Dave's like, not only are you walking the walk, but they are seeing this real time. Like, they're going to build that from that. Patty, it may be close to that, because I was driving while I was listening, so I might have gotten that a little bit off. So that's why I wanted to not quote it. So if y'all know the verse that's like, oh, good, June. Is it June that's painting with me? That's awesome, June. Yes, and put free tracer if you want the free tracer. Yeah, if y'all want to check that verse, it's about the woman who, oh my gosh, I knew I should have wrote it down. I don't have it memorized, but she's clothed in dignity, something like that. But she goes, yeah, I just wanted to get out of that, and I wanted to show my kids that there could be a better life. And oh my gosh, and they did the debt-free scream, like she's tearing up, and the kid is tearing up, and I just thought, like, oh my gosh, how cool is that? Like, she is showing, not just telling, but showing her kid a different way, like in the battleground, like, here's how you do it if you want a better life. And so the reason I say all of this is because passion is going to be a big part of this. But money will not drive you forever. It will not drive you forever. Like, when I first started teaching paint parties, money was the reason. I was a teacher full time, and then doing paint parties on the side. And the reason I was doing it for extra money, that's plain as day. And, Dave Ramsey talks about that a lot too. Like, if you're in a bind and you're trying to make extra money, like, don't quit your job and just go follow a passion. Like, do that passion on the side, build up while you're doing that. And I always teach people that. I say, don't just, quit your day job and hope that your hobby or what you're loving turns into something good. Work your butt off, turn it into something good. Then when you're ready, you'll know. You'll know when you're ready to quit that day job, and when you're ready to take it on full time. I never, ever quit teaching until my paint parties were replacing my teaching salary. Once that happened, I even then went part-time teaching and full-time this, because I was so like, I wanted to be careful. I wanted to be wise. I didn't want to put my family's, livelihood or, at jeopardy or whatever. So I think it's really important. But the reason I say all this is, that 85-year-old man who has the purpose that keeps you alive, you also have to have the passion, because when you wake up every day and you're doing something, and go ahead and just put free tracer if you want the tracer. If you wake up every day and you're doing something you don't love, eventually, maybe not right then, I'm going to put a couple legs here. Eventually you're going to burn out. The reason I'm able to have a coffee and paint with you all the time is because I'm passionate, because I love it. I booked a paint party actually on Monday, I booked 3 paint parties. Now, thankfully, I don't have to book paint parties as much as I used to, but I love it so much that I do it. That's what makes me go, I'm excited. That's what makes me go, let me paint this for you, because I am so passionate and I feel like I have a purpose, like that guy who was at the Dino Dig. And then the last one, and I don't know how I did this, but I did 3 P's: purpose, passion, and persistence. And the third reason is persistence, okay? So we talk a lot about business discipline. We talk a lot about, doing things. I tell Pixie this a lot. I'm going to go ahead and kind of draw me a little bit of a box here for the bird to hold the sign. You can trace this with the tracer, just put free tracer, or you could just kind of fill this in. But I tell Pixie this all the time. I say, business discipline and being persistent with the things that you love, being persistent with the things that bring you joy. That's what's going to make you get up out of bed when you're not feeling like it, and you still do it without even thinking of it. To have that kind of passion, but to have that purpose as well. You can be the most passionate about things that you want, but if you never take action on them, is anything going to happen? Are you going to be like that 85-year-old who's out there at the Dino Dig if you're like, just don't feel it, not feeling it? And so I think a lot of times we discount this third one. We discount the amount of discipline. We discount that it takes practice. We discount that there is going to be a time, and I'm going to go ahead and draw this moon just to see, and then bring it over. We discount all the work that you see people, you don't see, that, I know, how many of y'all on here, let me know in the comments, if you have for sure painted over 10 hours. Let me know. Okay, I asked a kind of similar question the other day with how many journals you have. So if you know you have painted at least 10 hours in your lifetime, put 10 hours plus. If you know you have painted at least 50 hours, put 50 hours plus. If you know you have painted at least 100 hours, put 100 plus. If you know you have painted over 500 hours, put 500. I have painted so much since I was 15. Hours upon hours, years upon years. I'm 40, what am I, 42? Yeah, over 1,000 hours, Tammy says. Julie says way more. That's passion. That's purpose. When you have painted that much, that's not somebody who just kind of likes it. Like, you love this. Like, legit love this. Nobody does anything for that many hours without feeling like there is a purpose, there is a healing, there is obviously a passion. So many of y'all, 500 hours plus. Sammy, yes. Angelica, she's new, so she says definitely 10 plus probably more. Yeah, Annie says countless hours. 100 plus, Lori. That's amazing. That is amazing. For those of y'all that are hardcore hikers, I got 1 shirt and 1 pair of hiking boots. Maybe 20 hours I've hiked in my life. That's not like a full-blown passion for me. But this, full-blown. Full-blown. So yeah, Stacy says, oh wow, not sure. Since I had gone to college, let's see, what did she say? Since I had in college as well, but love it. Yeah. Have y'all ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about the amount of hours that you've painted, that you've dedicated towards something that you love? 1,000 plus, Carol says. That is passion. That is, by doing that, you are creating discipline. You're creating discipline for something you love. Because regardless of how much you love it, you're going to have those days when you don't just feel perfect. When you don't feel like it's going to be okay, right? You're going to have those times when life really knocks you on your feet. Nope, that's the wrong term. Knocks you on your butt. You're going to have those times. Yeah, Rita says, I'm 71 and just started painting. Didn't even know I had it in me. She says, LOL, and I'm loving it. Who would have thought? Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah, even if you're just using paint as therapy, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, maybe I could do this and make some extra money. That's the crazy thing, y'all. I think we just seriously think like, okay, if I'm going to start something, it has to happen immediately, and it's got to be, happening right away. Another thing, and I know I just talked about Dave Ramsey, but I seriously just listened to an hour of him. One of the other things he said for people getting out of debt, he said, the average it takes them to do like the baby steps or whatever was, I think, 2+ years for that first part. And then he said for them to be totally debt free, even on their house, was around an average of 10 years. 10 years. And so I think I want to lead it to like paint parties and doing painting and doing your passion and making money with your art, things like that. Like sometimes it's not going to take 2 months. It's going to take some time. But if this is your passion, and if you've already painted 500 plus hours, or you're 71 and you just discovered it, and by the way, I'm using Jack-o'-lantern orange, and if you want access to all these paint colors and the tracer, just put free tracer. We'll get you the link, or in just a little bit, we'll have the link in the description. So if you're watching a replay, it's probably already there. You can just click and get the link. But I'm going to be using this orange, yellow, and red, and I'm going to be blending it. Just a little blending happening. This is just an 8 round. Darla says 500 plus painting plus and 1 million hours at my full-time job. That is crazy. 1 million hours. I can't even imagine trying to add that up. But that's the thing, like there was this book, and I don't remember what book it was. I had the quote and I lost it, but I'm going to try to get it right. But it said something like the only truly free individual is the person who governs themselves with self-discipline. And I know I am not saying that correctly. I wish I had the quote here so I could read it exactly. But the gist of it is the person who's truly free is the person who has self-discipline. So, you can say you love painting. You can say you love, whatever it is. But unless you're going to have the discipline to do it, you can say, I want to make extra money teaching paint parties. But unless you're going to have that persistency and get up and do it again, get up and do it again, get up and do it again, even when it's hard, even when all of a sudden all your paint parties have been canceled, even when you're like, I booked this, but nobody's signing up. Why is this not working? I'm doing online paintings and nobody's watching. Right now, there's 238 of you watching. When I first started doing this online, it was my mom, me and my mom. That was all that was watching. And it took time. It took business discipline. But a lot of times people don't want to hear that. They want to go, okay, I'm just going to make it happen, and it's going to happen overnight. But just like Dave Ramsey was talking about with, somebody paying off all their debt and paying off their home, It takes an average of 10 years. Do people just go, I'm not going to do it because it takes a while? No, they don't. They still do it. They still take action and they still move forward. Do you think in those 10 years, they're like, oh, I'm so upset that I did this? Do you think? No. Do you think I'm upset that I spent many years building up this business? No. Kristen says, I hate my voice. How do I get over that for online parties? LOL. Kristen, oh my gosh, do you know there's a lot of people out there that see me talk and teach, and I know, I teach while I talk, and that's not for them, and they don't like it, and they immediately move to, oh, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm trying to get this off of there, sorry. They immediately move to another person. They might like your voice and want to listen to you, but maybe I'm not the cup of tea for them. That's okay. We're all different for a reason. We all have different strengths. We all have different skills that God gave us. God gave you that voice. Use it. There's a reason he gave you that voice. Maybe there's other people that feel that way about their voice. I can tell you, I get real sick of my voice because I'm talking all the time. But I also know that God gave me a voice and he wants me to tell you stuff and he wants me to talk to you and he wants me to encourage you to not give up. Because if you're painting 100 plus hours, 500 plus hours, you have a passion. You have a purpose. I'm going to take some yellow and I'm just bringing it in here. So I'm just using this brush and just kind of pulling it through while this is still a little bit wet. While this is still a little bit wet, see how it easily blends? And if you're just now tuning in, I just want to say welcome. I teach people how to make money teaching paint parties with online, in-person, and art kits. And if you want the free tracer, I know we just finished a huge launch inside of Paint Party headquarters. So I wanted to come on here and just give you something for free because I know the past few weeks we've been on here talking about Paint Party headquarters, and I just wanted to come on here and say thank you for watching me and give you something for free, even if you didn't join Paint Party headquarters, because we love you and we want you to keep doing what you're doing. Okay, so we're pulling that up. Now I'm gonna grab a little bit of red, just a little bit of red. Oh, my Facebook has some new things because I just literally put some other stuff. Annie says, the book, Everything is Figure Outable, is a must read. One of my favorite Maria quotes in my room says, the key to success is to start before you're ready. Yes, definitely. Oh my gosh, so much. And also, like, don't put the pressure on yourself. You know, we talked about this earlier, but don't put so much pressure on yourself that you have to go into debt for a business, that you have to immediately be in debt and quit my full-time job and go, 100. No, I have always built it up. Always built it up to where, I'm doing something full-time while I'm building up my side business, while I'm building up the thing I wanted to do, and I think there's something admirable. I'm using the red and I'm just pushing a little bit, just pushing it in there and kind of blending it. I think there's something admirable and also less stressful. Yeah, you might be tired. You might be tired because you're working full time and you're doing your business on the side. But I would rather be tired and know that I'm building something than to be like, if this doesn't work, it's all over, right? Like, that's a different place you can come from. So I really want y'all to remember the business discipline is big. I tell Pixie that a lot. I'm like, you have to, there's going to be days when, she wants to be a fashion designer. She loves fashion. The girl creates new dresses all the time. She used to be really, really into makeup. She still is. Like, she'll do prosthetics and she likes that kind of stuff. Like turning herself into a creepy clown and scaring me when I least expect it. Very, very scary. Oh, thank you, Rita. You're very sweet. Thank you for saying that. But now she's really she's always been really into fashion, but now it's like grown even more. When I was gone on a trip last month, she actually surprised me. And in our laundry room, she painted all these new designs for her dresses. And so, we got her like is it called a swatch book that has, I don't know if that's the right word. If you know what it is, please let me know. But it has all the different, kinds of stuff. Nancy says, my speech is hard to understand. Me sounds like I'm drunk, but I don't drink. I would love to be able to do it, but I can't. Oh, Nancy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's give Nancy some love. And Nancy, I want to just hopefully encourage you with not saying the word I can't. I know, like, you're probably thinking, well, you don't know how I talk, or you don't know how I sound. We have got to stop putting those limitations on us. So I want you to just take that word out, because here's the thing I've learned about being a entrepreneur, a business person, is that when we start to take out that word can't, and then start to put in the word of like, okay, maybe it's not happening this way, but maybe it could happen that way. There are many ways that you could paint and then have music on top, or even if you're, you can talk, or maybe you're going to relate to people that have, something similar. I mean, there's just there's a lot of possibilities in this world, and there is not just one way to do things. My goal and my hopes for you and for anyone listening that needs to hear this right now is that instead of going through life with, I can't have this or I can't do this, start changing the question. How could I make this possible if I do this a different way? How could I make something happen? Instead, when you start looking for the possibilities versus you've immediately stopped yourself on there's only one way to do something, it's amazing what your brain can do. It's amazing what possibilities you start to see or you start to notice about other people. There was something on, and I don't know your situation, so I'm not saying this is you at all, but there was somebody on TikTok, he's a comedian, and I think he has a speech impediment. And he was on TikTok with millions of views doing his comedic routine. And that was part of his, he talked about it in there. But what was so crazy is people told him that he couldn't do that. And he's like, I can, and I'm gonna. And not only am I gonna, I'm gonna be real successful at it. So, a lot of people are gonna tell you can't. A lot of mean people are gonna say that we can't do things. But a lot of people, when you start to do something, you're not only opening up the possibility for yourself, but now you're opening up a whole new possibility for other people too. So I want y'all to start, I truly believe if it's a purpose for you, if it's a passion for you, you're going to be persistent. You're going to start getting out of your own way and having business discipline to make things happen. And then you're going to open up all these new possibilities. Yeah, Leslie says, Nancy, be you and you'll be loved. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, I was like, I'm going to try to be a calm Heidi, but apparently I can't do that. That is not who I am. I just get very, very, very excited, and I want you to know how much value you have and how much the world needs you. Like, the world needs you and your talents. The world needs people out there that are going to, share God's love and to show up for each other in a positive way. There's so much negative, and I want y'all to show up in a positive way. Okay, and I know that's scary. I know it's scary. I know it is, but I promise you, when you feel like that's your passion, when you feel like that's your calling, when you right now, if you have that gut feeling of like, you know that feeling. You know if it's you got to step out of the way. You got to get that business discipline so you can move forward. Okay, let's see where we're at. All right, so we got the shading on there. I'm going to just grab this. Actually, I'm going to grab the big one again and just put a whole thing of orange here. If you're just joining us and you want the tracer for this, go ahead and just put free tracer. And then we're going to give you a link to click so that you can click on that link, put in your name and email, the tracer, the supply list, and the, what else was it? 2 tracers, a supply list, and there's one other thing, step-by-step directions. As soon as I'm done with this, we're having the team put together the step-by-step directions. So if you're using this for a paint party, then you can have it, or maybe you're using it for a kit or whatever. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of orange in here. Oh, I put too much. So I'm going to grab some white and just go right on top of it. So anybody that wants the free tracer, just put the free tracer. Or if you're watching this, I know you're watching it live right now, but if you're watching this as a replay, the link will be in the description. So we have been, the past several weeks, really been talking a lot about Paint Party Headquarters, and we just wanted to take a minute to give you a freebie. For all of you that maybe, you know, are new to me or didn't join Paint Party Headquarters, we want you to know we love you. We still want you to move forward on whatever you are doing with your paint parties. And so I just wanted to spend some time with you today and just show you how much we appreciate you. Loving our videos and being here and commenting. You have no idea what that means to us. Okay, so I'm going to kind of start adding some black lines in here. So I want to show you a couple of different ways. So you can use a liner brush. Let's see. Annie says, oh my gosh, Heidi, I still don't know how you keep your hands so steady with all the coffee you drink. Okay, so a little trick. This is half calf. So a little trick I do, I drink 1 cup every morning. And then usually I'll have, if I have a second coffee, I'll have half calf. So I really, try not to do more than 1.5 because I get like this. Like I can't even, does anybody else shake when you paint? So if I do more than 2 coffees, like I'm like this. This size canvas is a 14 by 14. And y'all, if you're teaching paint parties, which you should be because it's a lot of great extra money, these new canvas sizes that they have in the packs are amazing. Oh my gosh, I just bought a bunch of new sizes that I'm trying. So you don't have to just do 16 by 20 now. This is a really good size, 14 by 14. I also got some longer ones and also some other really cool stuff. All of y'all in Paint Party Headquarters, I have, I bought some really cool stuff I'm going to be filming this next week for you. Give me just a little bit to get it to you, but it's going to be something cool. Okay, so I'm just adding in some of these white lines. And I'm actually going to, I'll go ahead and do this real. No, I'm going to go back to what I was going to do. I'm going to grab the black. I'm going to grab the black and just kind of trace over. Now you can use the liner brush. Yeah, I bet these are at Michael's. They just, well, you know what? They may have started sooner and I just missed them. But they have online too. You can get them online or if you have one in person. But they just recently started, well, again, I don't want to, in case it hasn't been recent, maybe I just caught onto it. But, and this is just the sideways. I'm just taking this right here. This is just the sideways. Yeah, let me know how many cups of coffee y'all have. How many do you have a day? Because I used to drink like 3 cups and then I was like, felt like I was going to have a freaking heart attack. I was like, what is going on? And then I realized I had too much caffeine. And I was just like, even more than I am right now with 1.5. Like, could you imagine if I didn't have any coffee? I probably wouldn't talk as fast. Okay, I switched to a liner brush. Yeah, someone the other day on a meeting, they said, what are you drinking, Heidi? Like, whatever you're drinking, I need that because you just don't stop. And I said, no, I stop. I just, you know, there's a lot I want to do. I dream real big and I have a lot of goals. Are you that person too? Like, I have so many things I want to do in this life and I just get so excited and I feel like there's no time to waste. Do you have that feeling of urgency? Like, there's no time to waste. Oh, Cheryl says, no coffee. Cheryl, how do you do it? Oh, thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate that comment. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if you're like me, but I always say like dream big, pray big, fail fast. The only way you're going to know if something's not working is if you start doing it and failing at it. You got to know. You got to get up again, try again. And so I think it's been a lot of fun, you know, teaching you to do that too and trying to show you that it's okay. Like that's part of the process. I'm going to outline this right here. Yeah, not enough time in the day. Yes. Yeah, I'm just one of those people. Like, don't get me wrong. I do love TV and I love my series and I love, you know, cute Hallmark movies, but I also love being an entrepreneur, I think some people call it a craftpreneur. You know, somebody who's painting and teaching paint parties, like all of that I love. And I feel like sometimes there's just not enough time in the day to get it all done. And I just want to do so much. Let's see. Margaret says, I've always had more projects than time. Want so bad to use my time more wisely. Yeah, that's a big topic a lot in Paint Party Headquarters. I need to do some more trainings on that, on figuring out what to use your time for. You know, what's going to be the best use of your time. Okay, I'm just going to grab this and start bringing over some stripes. I'm just using black with a liner brush. And again, if you're just joining us, welcome. We're so happy you're here. Put free tracer or click the link in the description to get the free tracer. We just wanted to give you a gift, something fun for the fall that you can have and hopefully paint. And then if you paint this, let me rephrase that. When you paint this, please send me a message to my text or to my Instagram, 817, you can write this down, 817-373-5478. You can text me a picture of this, and I'll try to share it on my Instagram stories. If you don't, I was going to say, don't just share it on your story and then hope I see it, because usually if you send a message to me, then I'll see it. If you send me a message through my text, then I'll for sure see it. And you can just do, hey BFF, and send it. I would love that. That would be awesome. Yeah, if you want free tracer, just put free tracer. I love these conversations in the chat. I see y'all talking about your coffee habits. I love a good coffee. It's like part of the highlight of my day. Actually, I take that back. Like sometimes when I don't want to get up in the mornings, I like to snooze. I will remember that there is coffee. And when I remember that, I'm like, I can do this. I can get up. If I can just make it to my coffee, I'm golden. The rest of the day, I'm good. But yeah, that first cup, there's something about just holding that cup of coffee and just makes me so, so happy. I don't know if y'all are like that about something, but I just love it. And there's something about, like, if I'm having a bad day, I'll go grab a cup of coffee and just go walk around Michael's or a bookstore. You know, bookstores now are few and far between, but oh my gosh, that used to be one of my favorite things, is go grab a cup of coffee, go to Barnes and Noble's, find some inspiration. It just makes everything kind of slow down. And then you're just kind of lost in inspiration for a while. That's the thing about life I've noticed, is you're gonna have big things that happen, you know, great, awesome, big things that happen in life. But I think the ones that truly win at life are the ones that can every day find some kind of joy. And that's really been hard for me. Like, it's been one of the things I've really tried to figure out. So if y'all have any life lessons on that, I would love it. That's been one of the big things that I've really been struggling with and trying to make happen, is just like, okay, every day, like, what is something just That's why I always talk about gratitude, because every day it's like, I'm practicing because I don't have it figured out yet. When I do, I will tell you all those secrets. I can tell you paint parties like none other all day, every day. But the thing that I'm really practicing is how can I find joy in just the littlest things? Because I really think those are the people that are really winning at life, or the ones that wake up every day and are like, I found joy in this. It's not the once a year big vacation. It's the every single day that you find that. I think it's really cool. Those people that have, they talk about it in the Bible, that surpassing peace, and I feel like I've been on a quest for that surpassing peace that surpasses all understanding. Okay. All right. We're going to add a few more little dabs of white, and then I'm going to show you how to just quickly get something like this on here and put it right here. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you, Terry, for saying that. Yeah, Connie says coffee is life. This mama's go-to juice. I love it. There's nothing better than just grabbing a cup of coffee. I mean, the little thing, grabbing a cup of coffee with a friend, grabbing a cup of coffee while I grocery shop, like that can make grocery shopping fun. Just having a cup of coffee. It's like a weird magic. I don't know. Maybe it's the addiction of the coffee that it's causing. I don't know what it is, but I'm thankful for it and I love it. Okay, so I'm just grabbing this white. Karen says, joy in your daughter every day. It's my kids and grandkids that bring me joy every day just hearing them. Oh, I love that, Karen. I love that. I know I'm going to have to go back and read all of these. Mary says, I started reading this book 168 hours. You have more time than you think. Oh, Mary, I'm going to write that down. It's called 168 hours. Let me write that down somewhere. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. I think that's part of, everybody's quest. When you sit long enough to be quiet, and peaceful, you just really want to just make every day something exciting. I started waking up with like, how can I make today fun? Like, how can I make today just fun, And I think, especially for those of you that are business owners, oh, I love that, Leslie. Starting every day with coffee and Jesus makes my day so much better. I love that. I think a lot of times, we have this entrepreneurial mind and this entrepreneurial spirit, but that part, a lot of us struggle with, like, okay, we're doing this, we're following our passion, we're following our dream, but we don't want to get caught up to where now it's something that we don't love. So I want y'all to always be mindful as you're building. I've always said, treat it like a paint party adventure. I'm just adding some little white details, and we're going to put the trick or treat on, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of a palette knife, and then we'll be done. But I always talk about like treating this as like a paint party adventure and having fun while you're doing it. One of the reasons, I was on a dino dig this morning is having fun with my family while Pixie's still in high school, while she's still in school. Because the last thing I want you to do is you build this business, you build this creative life, but you didn't like still have time for the people in your home, and that's what can be really, really hard. And people always say like, you have to have a balance. I don't know if there's like a true balance. I think there's times when you push harder than others. For example, all of you that are doing paint parties, we are upon, fourth quarter. We are upon, we can make, let me use a pen. I'm actually going to grab a pen. That during this time, you can seriously make, an entire year's salary in the next 3 months. Like, that is how awesome this business is. So I want you to, like, I always tell Bobby and Pixie, like, during that time, I'm going to just trace over this with a pen, and then I'll show you how to paint it. And this, if you want this, remember, just put free tracer. And yes, Minda, all of y'all watching in Paint Party Headquarters, you're going to have access to all this stuff, of course. we're just doing a freebie today because we just got done with Paint Party Headquarters, and I just wanted to give something free away because I know we talked a lot about y'all joining Paint Party Headquarters. So if you missed it, we'll have another big opening in March of 2022. So make sure you put it on your calendar so you can join us then. But what was I saying? I feel like there was a point. It'll come to me. What was it? Nancy, I like that. Don't talk to me until I hit my Pepsi. What was I saying? I can't remember what it was. It was something about Pixie. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. So you don't want to, build this bit. Oh, the balance. I was talking about the balance and how, I think sometimes people say like, well, you have to have complete balance. I don't think there's a complete balance. I think there's times when you're going harder than others. Perfect example, fourth quarter. Oh, I put this the wrong way. Don't do that. Put it the right way. I need to put it that way. Or see, look, nothing happens. Nothing happens. So I want you to remember, like, balance. I always tell my family, especially during a busy season of the business, right now we're hitting fourth quarter with all the fall paint parties and all the Christmas paint parties. And, this is where, many times I've covered an entire year's, teacher salary in these next 3 months. And many of the Paint Party Headquarters members have done that. And so a lot of times it's not necessarily about like every day has to be exact. I don't think that's true balance. I think there's going to be times when you're really pushing, and then there's going to be times when it's a little bit calmer, where we, like, for example, we had a calmer summer, and now we're gearing up again for Christmas paint parties and fall paint parties. But I think the main thing I want you to hear with that, because we've been talking about purpose, passion, and persistence, the main thing I want you to hear with that is as you're building, your businesses, I want you to always remember, your family. I want you to always, my daughter's a sophomore, and so she had a dino dig today, and I wanted to be a part of it. I felt like I was, almost like a kindergarten teacher, like coming in and being a part of the dino dig. But it was fun. It was something cool that we could do together. And I want you, as hard as you're pushing for your business and you're painting 500 plus hours of painting and all of those things, I want you to remember to put that energy into your family too. Because, there's been many times in my life where I was just so focused on only my business. And then there were a lot of things that I've missed. I don't have it perfect now. I'm not going to sit here and say I have it perfect. You can let me know if you have it perfectly done. I would love to know if you have gotten to that space. I'm still learning and I'm still growing with that. But you have to remember, like, you don't want to look up and you've built something really cool, and you have several paint parties, but then you never scheduled in ice skating with your kid, for example. Every year me and Pixie go ice skating. It's been a tradition since she was little. And it's just something that we look forward to. And every year we try to find some place to go ice skating around Thanksgiving. And so it's just something we have committed to, that not her, but I committed to. Now she looks forward to it. If I would have just started, hey, come ice skating with me by yourself while you're 17, it probably wouldn't have the same effect as I've been taking her since she was a little girl. It's almost like she's like, okay, where are we going this year? She looks forward to it. She wants to do it. But we have to make sure as we're building this, we're taking time out for the important things too. Okay, so if you want this tracer, remember, just put free tracer. You can add a little spider web in here. All you have to do is just do a little, let me show you up here close. Just a little, almost like that. And then what I like to do is just bring a line down. I'm doing this sideways, so give me a little bit of grace. And these are supposed to go together. And then you just bring these over like little U's. I did that a little wonky. I'm not in love with that. Don't judge that, okay? All right, and then the last thing is I'm going to show you a little bit of a palette knife. While I do that, these are just the cheap, you can literally use a fork. You can use a fork, it's not a big deal, or a palette knife. I'm actually gonna show you a fork so you don't feel like you have to go buy a palette knife, even though these are like $3 at, oh, I painted a little bit on here. And these are like $3 at Michael's, the plastic ones. I'm gonna have to put the tail up just a little bit more. And then I'm just gonna grab the fork, and then you can just scrape it. And I really want this canvas to just look like it's wood. So I'm just kind of bringing it over. This is very therapeutic. Listen. Isn't that fun? Okay, now I'm just gonna grab the 1-inch brush and just load it with some black paint. And I'm basically just gonna make it look like it's sitting on some hay. But I want this to be pretty thin so I can almost do like a cross-hatching technique. So it's a little bit of a cross-hatching technique. We'll just bring it in there. Okay, and then you can take a little bit of white, we'll just use the thinner one, and just add a little bit of just definition. Nothing major, just a little bit of definition. And then if you want to add any more white details anywhere, overlay anything. And then the last thing that I would recommend, and I use this, let me see if, oh, thank you so much. Thank y'all. This one, you can see, it's got the glitter. Can you see all the glitter? I'm going to grab the one I use so you can see it. Let me see if y'all can see it up there. It's all the way at the top. Let me show you. Oh, I don't want to lose you. Let me see. The one up here, it's this one. Okay, this one right here. Okay, so this is a Lush Lavender, and it's a really cool. And do you like the scraping sound? I love it. For those of y'all that like to hear sounds, I think it's so like therapeutic. I don't know why. It's so funny. Oh, good. So Minda says she's waiting for hers. For those of y'all that are in Paint Party Headquarters, remember you get 50% off. In the announcements inside of Paint Party Headquarters, go look, because you get 50% off, and these are fabulous. Again, like I said, they're gonna dry and they're gonna look so good. Okay, they're gonna look so pretty. So yeah, so I just did this on a 14 by 14 canvas. If you want the free tracer, grab it right now. Just put free tracer. If you have not texted me yet, this is how I notify you if I'm live, okay? Just screenshot this and literally text me and say, hey BFF or hey bestie. Send me pictures of your paintings. I'm sharing those on my Instagram, which is Texas Art and Soul _. So if you haven't started following me over there, go follow me. I share lots of fun stuff, as well as Bobby is dressed like Josh Gates, and you'll be able to see in my stories his full outfit for the Dino Dig. And then, so screenshot that if you want that. And then I just want to recap what we talked about today. We talked about doing what you love. You need purpose. Remember, the 85-year-old says purpose keeps you alive, which I love. And passion, you got to have passion. Money's not going to drive this forever. You want to have passion. And many of you showed me that you are painting 500 plus hours have in your life. And some of y'all have probably painted way more than that. And then persistence. You got to have business discipline as you're going through this. Let me see. I think I had a question. Never find it. Oh, and Vivian, she says, I paid for the book, but I don't know where to find it. If you didn't get, so if you have bought the ebook, I know some of y'all have purchased that, look in your spam or your promo. And if you still haven't found it, send my team an email. It's support@paintpartyheadquarters.com or support@texasartandsoul.com, and we can just let us know the email that you paid for it. But this today, if you want to get this for free, just put free tracer or use the link in the description and you can grab it now. And then also for all of y'all that are thinking about starting a paint party, teaching a paint party, painting, please do it. It is so much fun, and I hope you love it as much as I do. All right, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you like this by giving me a heart or a like or a comment. If you want to hear more, if you like the motivational talks while I paint, or if you're like, just paint. But I truly feel my purpose is to not only show you how to paint, but also inspire you to start a business, because I know how much it's changed my family's life. So let me know if you like that, or if it's like, I don't know. Let me know. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.